Y'all, you probably think you know what's coming in tonight's World Series Game 7, but hold up. Blue Jays Nation, can you believe this bombshell? Mad Max Scherzer versus Shohei Ohtani on short rest. The pitching matchup that's got the entire baseball world losing their minds right now. We're talking about the most insane Game 7 starter decision in World Series history, with our 1-year-old veteran going toe-to-toe with the 3-time MVP who's pitching on fumes. Tonight we reveal the strategy that could deliver Toronto its first championship since '93, or crush our hearts in the most devastating way possible. But here's the kicker. What if this wild gamble is exactly what separates champions from pretenders? If you're a true fan of the Blue Jays, you won't want to miss a second of today's updates. Smash that like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Let me paint you the picture of where we are right now, Jays Nation. We're sitting at 3003 in this World Series, our hearts pounding like we're back in those epic 92 and 93 championship runs with Joe Carter and Roberto Alomar. The Rogers Center faithful have been electric all postseason, and tonight every single Blue Jays fan from Vancouver to Halifax is glued to their screens. We've battled through the Yankees in the ALDS, crushed Seattle in the ALCS, and now we're one win away from ending that 32-year championship drought that's been haunting us since Mitch Williams served up that fateful pitch to Joe Carter. But here's where things get absolutely wild. John Schneider just pulled the most controversial move of his managerial career by handing the ball to 1-year-old Max Scherzer on normal rest. Meanwhile, Dave Roberts is rolling the dice with Shohei Ohtani on short rest after the superstar just threw in Game 4. This isn't just any pitching matchup, folks. This is pure chaos theory playing out on baseball's biggest stage. The problems we've faced all season are staring us right in the face tonight. Scherzer finished the regular season with that brutal 5.19 ERA, getting absolutely shelled in September when we needed him most. He was so inconsistent they didn't even put him on the ALDS roster. Meanwhile, our offense has been feast or famine all year, and tonight we're facing a pitcher who just struck out 25 batters in his last 3 postseason starts. It feels like those rebuilding years all over again, where one wrong move sends us spiraling into another decade of disappointment. The rumors swirling around tonight's decision have been absolutely insane. According to Shi Davidi of Sportsnet, Schneider considered starting Trey Yesavage, who absolutely carved up the Dodgers in Game 5. But they're saving him for relief duty tonight, which means they're planning to pull Scherzer early if things go sideways. The front office is betting everything on Mad Max's championship experience from that 2019 World Series Game 7 win with Washington. But what if age finally catches up to him on the biggest stage? Here's where it gets absolutely fascinating from a tactical standpoint. Scherzer's facing a Dodgers lineup that's been feasting on fastballs all series, especially Mookie Betts, who just broke out of his slump in Game 6. The old gunslinger's going to have to rely on that devastating slider and that championship DNA, because his velocity is down from his prime years. Meanwhile, Ohtani's throwing on short rest, which could either make him unhittable with pure adrenaline or completely gas him by the 3rd inning. From a roster management perspective, this is pure genius or complete madness. Schneider has Kevin Gausman unavailable after his Game 6 masterpiece, but every other arm in that bullpen is ready to go. That means if Scherzer gives up even 2 runs early, we could see Yesavage, Tim Meza, or Jordan Romano taking over before most fans finish their first beer. The Dodgers are dealing with their own puzzle. Roberts said Ohtani could throw anywhere from 2 to 4 innings, but with the Ohtani rule in play, they need him to start to keep that DH spot active. Before we continue, smash that like if you bleed blue and white and think tonight's the night we bring home that championship. But here's the kicker that nobody's talking about. This pitching matchup might not even matter past the 4th inning. The playoff scenarios tonight are absolutely electric. If Scherzer can give us 4 solid innings and keep it close, our bullpen has been lights out all postseason. Romano's been unhittable in save situations, and that Yesavage kid has ice in his veins. But if the Dodgers jump out early against Mad Max, we're staring down the barrel of another heartbreaking October exit. The optimistic side of me sees Vlad Jr. launching bombs off a tired Ohtani, Bo Bichette finding gaps, and George Springer channeling that 2017 World Series magic. The cautious side remembers how many times we've been burned by veteran pitchers who couldn't rise to the moment. Looking ahead to tonight's execution, The key dates we've been building toward all season come down to these 9 innings. No more trade deadline moves, no more September call-ups, no more regular season magic. It's win or go home time, and every decision Schneider makes in that dugout will be dissected for decades. When does he pull Scherzer? Does he pinch hit for him in a crucial spot? How quickly does he go to that bullpen? The beauty of tonight's chaos is that both teams are throwing conventional wisdom out the window. This isn't your typical Game 7 where managers play it safe. This is pure desperation baseball, where 4 one-year-old veterans get one last shot at glory and generational talents like Ohtani push their bodies to the limit. Dave Roberts is basically saying, we're riding with our superstar no matter what, while Schneider is trusting championship experience over recent performance. Remember when we thought this season might be another disappointment back in April? Remember when Scherzer was getting lit up by mediocre lineups and the fan base was calling for his head? Tonight, that same pitcher could become a Toronto sports legend by delivering our first World Series championship in over 3 decades. The narrative writes itself. The aging gunslinger facing off against the young phenom, with the championship of Canada's team hanging in the balance. Here's what makes tonight absolutely electric. Every single pitch matters more than any regular season game we've watched in years. When Scherzer steps on that mound tonight, he's carrying the hopes of millions of Blue Jays fans who've been waiting since 1993 to feel that championship magic again. When Ohtani takes the ball on short rest, he's trying to cement his legacy as the greatest two-way player in baseball history by willing the Dodgers to a title. But at the end of the day, this comes down to execution. Can our offense solve a tired Ohtani early? Can Scherzer channel that 2019 magic when he dominated the Astros in Game 7? Can our bullpen shut the door if we get a lead? These are the questions that'll be answered over the next few hours, and Blue Jays fans everywhere are about to find out if this magical season ends with champagne or tears. So here's the bottom line, Jays Nation. Tonight's Game 7 is everything we've been building towards since that heartbreaking ALCS loss to Houston a few years back. Scherzer versus Ohtani isn't just a pitching matchup, it's a clash of baseball philosophies, generations, and championship dreams. We've got a 4 one-year-old warrior trying to capture one more ring against a 3 one-year-old phenomenon who's rewriting the record books. Who do you want to see step up biggest for the Blue Jays tonight? Is it Vlad Jr. finally getting his World Series moment? Scherzer proving the doubters wrong one last time? Or maybe Yesevich coming out of the bullpen to slam the door on the Dodgers' championship hopes? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Share this with every Blue Jays fan you know. And hit that subscribe button because win or lose, we're going to break down every single moment of tonight's historic Game 7. This is our time, Blue Jays Nation. Let's bring home that championship.